This week, a world champion of women's soccer will be crowned, and that coronation will take place here in Portland at Providence Park. 4 teams from all around the globe are competing in the 2022 Women's International Champions Cup, including the reigning champs, the hometown favorites, your Portland Thorns. Joining us now to talk more about this is Thorns head coach Rhian Wilkinson. She is live in the Sunrise studio on this Monday morning. Question for you. If you weren't live on TV at 6:45 on a Monday morning, what would you normally be doing at this time of day?
Yeah, well, usually getting to work about now.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's a better answer than sleeping.
Yes, well, and whether it's true or not is another discussion.
Okay, we won't go there then. Let's go here. Behind us is that great shot of the Thorns after they won last year's Women's International Champions Cup. In fact, we can go back to last year's event real quick because there was a fantastic goal in the title game that we want to relive. Morgan Weaver delivering the game winner in this contest. Doing it in front of the home fans at Providence Park. So I ask you, Coach, as we continue to look at this video, I'm curious, how the heck did Portland get to host this event for a second straight year?
Well, I've just arrived, but I'm really glad we are. I think this is Soccer City. Everyone knows our fans are some of the best in the world, and I think that the organizing committee recognized that this is the place that teams want to come and play, and also we get the support out every time we host.
You referenced some of the new blood. You're part of that new blood that's part of the Thorns this season. And we'll talk more about your first year as coach here in a second, but more about this week's event because there are 4 teams involved, the Thorns being one of them. There you see some of the information as far as the competition is concerned. So the Thorns will kick things off on Wednesday night at Providence Park, part of a doubleheader. They're taking on a team from Mexico. FC Monterrey, okay? So they've got that doubleheader matchup on Wednesday. If they win there, they'll play in the championship game on Saturday. And of course, why won't they win, right? Of course they're going to win. I'm curious how they got to this point because you don't automatically get to play in this world tournament just by winning it the year before. You have to earn the right. So how do the Thorns earn the right to be here?
So the Thorns under Mark Parsons, the former coach, won the Shield last year. So they re-qualified for the tournament. All 4 teams are championship teams of different tournaments, but yeah, all top teams in their individual leagues.
When you say they won the Shield, can I ask you what the heck that means? Because I know that the Thorns came up short in their attempt to win win the league last year. They did not win the league, but they won the Shield. What does that mean?
They won the league and they didn't win the playoffs. The championship.
They had the best record in the league before the playoffs.
That's right.
And when they got to the playoffs, they didn't finish the deal, so to speak.
Yes.
Am I being too negative on this Monday morning?
Yeah, they didn't do the double.
Okay. I just thought it was interesting that they didn't win in the playoffs, but they got to come back for this world tournament. But I get it now. They had the best record in the league before the playoffs, so that gets you in.
Yeah, and winning the league is a consistency throughout the season. It's a pretty big deal. I think we love here in the U.S. in this league winning the playoffs is obviously another big trophy, and they didn't end up doing that last year, but they did win the league, which is impressive.
Well, as long as I'm asking the hard questions here, Coach, here comes one more for you. So you were brought on at the end of last season, before this season began. You take over a team that is obviously very good. They won the league, as you just pointed out, last year. I'm asking for a grade. How does the coach grade herself? We're not through this season, obviously, but how do you grade yourself halfway through the season?
Halfway through the season. How do I grade? I was like, well, what's the scale? What are we using? Do we use letter grades anymore?
Like for this interview, I might give myself a C-. Okay, like you can just put out a number. You can put out a letter, but you can tell me what your grade is and why you give yourself that grade.
Yeah, I think the staff and I, which is new, I think we're getting a good B. We know that there's definitely a lot we can be doing better, but the team and how they've been performing, but also my staff and how they've been working and trying to integrate, because a lot of them have been around for many years working under Mark. The former coach, and now I've just arrived. I think the integration of the staff, but also the players has been good, and we've had a strong start to the season.
Isn't the team on some sort of unbeaten streak?
11 games.
Which means you haven't lost since like what month?
Not sure. Is it May? I think.
And you're only giving yourself a B?
Yeah, of course. You always need room to improve, and there's definitely a lot of that.
Great, Coach. I'm going to give you an A. How about that? If you want to improve on that, you can get an A+ by the end of the year. Sound good?
I'll work towards it.
We have information again for you here right now as far as this week's big event at Providence Park. It is the Women's International Champions Cup. The Thorns kickoff play Wednesday night in the semifinals. If they beat CF Monterey, they will play for the championship come Saturday. Tickets and information can be found right there, internationalchampionscup.com.